Look at that masked man. That's a hero. These guys are the best. They make it pretty. They get rid of all the stuff that's been put to the curb. And that massive piece of equipment, the guy sits in between the two trailers. It's a tandem trailer. He sits between it and then operates a claw and just does a great job. They're doing a great job. As fast as they can remove it, these trucks have already been down here, by the way. That truck you just saw has already been down here with the exception of that cement. But as fast as they can take it, they pile more to the curb. You can see what was waiting right there, about 15 feet away from the curb. That was behind what they took away. You'll see the same thing up here. And I want you to know that if you wonder, is FEMA here? Yes. I wanted to put that plug in. But here they have what's been put back there since they originally started taking stuff away. I know that was loud. Here's the camp. And again, America, this is the first time since I've gotten here that I've done this. But I thought at the 3-week mark, you'd be wondering what both sides of the road looks like. So here's what happens. These folks are waiting in line. See that? And yet, this is what they have to look at. So when I spray paint, I'll go back in now and re-spray paint the fresh stuff. There's something that says "Hurts Hurt," but I'll re-spray paint where there's taking away the debris, because they still have to look at it and wait in line and smell it. Here's an example. This is where people live. People back there still. You can see the pickup truck. What's left of a pickup truck. It's basically a rolled up piece of metal. But I zoomed in a little bit. Both sides of the road got destroyed. Clear up to the woods on the right, up here. Here's continuation of, they've found and notified a family out of that spot right there. As we drive past, I'll keep focused on it. Right back there, they notified a family out of there just a couple days ago, which is terrible and good news at the same time. I did want you to be able to see this without being disrespectful. You're saying, well, tore up that wood's terrible. People lived in there, folks. Those were homes that were swept completely clean or floated, cabins. We're in between campgrounds right now. I'm sure I'm passing what remains with no signs of some campgrounds that I know little about, because my focus has been south of Hunt, where I am now, and then Camp Mystic. Camp Mystic, again, is on the further westmost boundary, not boundary, but where the Camp Mystic was, where the first person was reported missing or not accounted for. And from downstream from that point is where the water just continued to grow. So I'm gonna pause. You might say, well, did everything get destroyed? No, here's a higher area. Look how lush, and it got water. Look how lush the trees are. I don't know exactly what's there. There's a rodeo right here, right beside it, and it got completely demolished. So this is, they're looking to open this back up, but this was a major hub, and there was a lot of SARS search and recovery and out-of-state police and fire people, so I put a sign up. I'll kind of show you real quick. And over here is the Criders. It's called Criders Rodeo and Dance Hall. And so I put a sign up, said, thanks y'all, you're appreciated. There you go. Okay, we're continuing. I think this is a good example of the limestone foundation. The limestone foundation out there. Now there's water. There's a canoe up against the bank. That's not a lost canoe. That is somebody that's search and rescue. Search and recovery. Here's one of the multiple dams, so to speak. It's designed to pull back water and for recreation and so forth, but also moderate the deterioration of the banks and so forth. Corps of Engineers or whatever they have here in Texas. Massive boulders have become dislodged and sit on the banks. Over here is an example of some residences, and I must put the camera out the window. They obviously have a supply center out there. Saw it briefly. Up here looks to be a pretty large group of search and rescue, search and recovery, I should always say. You know, remaining home over here to show you the level of the destruction. Just check that out. But on both sides now, another totally destroyed car. You can see that up here on the left. So both sides, they've got the tandem trucks that aren't running right now or in repair or having oil change, tires, whatever. That's kind of a parking spot. I said hallelujah to the giant Texas flag.